morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to take a look at a new Mega Gengar deck. This is one of those ones which, it was listed a while ago. This is something I told you about quite a while ago at this point. It's just taken a while to get here. But it is here now, and this is awesome. We got a bunch of new cards we need to be having a little bit of a look at. But we need to start off with Mega Gengar. Firstly, because it's a Mega Gengar deck, it'd be kind of rude if we didn't start with Mega Gengar. But also, because Gengar looks good. Like, really good. As always, I've done the translations myself, but I have checked with the lovely Antoine Boulet, who is awesome. So what we got here with Mega Gengar is a 350 HP Stage 2, pretty huge. And we've got a Darkness type, weak to fighting because of the whole poison thing. Which gives us a fun little rock, paper, scissors here because it means it's going to be really good against Gardevoir, one of the main Pokemon from Mega Evolution. While being really bad against Lucario, the other main Pokemon from Mega Evolution. Which I find a little bit weird. And then obviously Gardevoir hits Lucario for weakness, and that's where the rock, paper, scissors really comes in nicely. But seriously, if stuff like Gardevoir is as good as we're thinking it might be, then yeah, this is going to be pretty gosh darn good. Just having a decent Darkness type to attack, going to be really fun. Now, the attack here for Gengar is fine. 2 Darkness Energy, 230 damage, and move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. For what it's worth, it is any energy. It doesn't have to be basic or darkness or anything along those lines. It's probably going to be, but it doesn't have to be. The attack is fine. It'll get basic EXs and things of that nature. But what's far more important is the attack Shadowy Cloak. Whenever one of your Darkness Pokemon gets KO'd by damage from an attack from one of your opponent's Pokemon EX, your opponent takes 1 less prize for that attack. Worth noting, it does not stack. So if you've got 2 Gengar, they don't take 2 fewer prizes. It's just 1. Only 1 less prize. But you know what? That still totally works. And what's amazing here is it's any of your Darkness type Pokemon. It's not Pokemon with Darkness Energy attached. It is Darkness type Pokemon. But essentially, you get Gengar down on the bench, and then all of your Darkness Pokemon, your EXs become single prizes, your single prizes become no prizes, and the only thing your opponent can do about it is gust up and KO your 350 HP Gengar. And for what it's worth, no, this doesn't stack, but absolutely I'm going to try and have 2 Gengar out at all times, because that means when my opponent takes out a Gengar, they take 1 less prize and the other Gengar's ability is still there working. This is a phenomenal ability. And when you build in this ability, the attack looks alright. Like it's 2 energy, which isn't that much, and it's 230 HP, which gets basic EXs and single prizes, and 2 hit KOs, everything else. The attack isn't phenomenal, it's not supposed to be, the ability is phenomenal, but the attack is good enough. It's fine, it's serviceable. And then we start looking back through and trying to figure out, well, hang on a second, what have we got in terms of good Darkness type attackers? Well, straight off the bat, we got Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Now, admittedly, Marnie's Grimmsnarl is a little bit of a pain because it's already a Stage 2, so now we got 2 different Stage 2 lines going on, and frankly, anytime you got 2 different Stage 2 lines going on, that's a little bit awkward. How about Zoroark? That's a Stage 1. That's going to be a little bit easier. Have Zoroark sit there doing the thing we usually do where we are going to be copying Darmanitan and then just leave a Gengar on the bench, and all of a sudden Zoroark is a single prizer, hitting 90 to the active, 90 to 1 on the bench, and oh, by the way, you've also got Trade, which is going to make your deck way more consistent, which is going to make it far easier to get out the Stage 2 that you need to make you a single prize Pokemon anyway. Although I've made no secret of the fact that one of my favourite Pokemon around right now, Darkness or otherwise, is the Zoroark that came about in Black Bolt and White Flare. which just lets you copy one of your opponent's Pokemon's attacks. White Flare specifically, if anyone's interested. But that's the one for an Ignition Energy. You get to copy one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks. Yes! And now with Gengar, it's a 0 prize Pokemon. Oh, and by the way, in the deck, you actually do get a Prime Catcher. There's an A-Spec in the deck, which is cool. But mostly here, I'm actually looking at Grand Tree. Like, my rule is really simple. If I really desperately want to get my Stage 2 out as fast as humanly possible, I'm playing Grand Tree as my A-Spec, because it just lets me take a basic and evolve it up into a Stage 2 from my deck, as long as it's been down a turn and is able to evolve. So, turn 1, I put my Ghastly down. Turn 2, Grand Tree evolve up. No mucking about. I want Gengar on the field as fast as possible. This is a broken 5 Wossie card. I am convinced this is ridiculous. If it was really difficult to get Stage 2s out, I might look at this and go, oh, fun ability, but no. Firstly, it works with Zoroark, who's giving you a lot of extra draw. Secondly, it works with Grand Tree. Nah, mate, I'm good. But there are a bunch of other things going on in this deck that we need to have a chat about. Now, obviously, we have got Ghastly and Haunter coming in here. No translations needed. But there is also an illustration rare Haunter, which is exclusive to the deck. Yeah, not only do you get a brand new Mega EX that looks really good, you also get an exclusive illustration rare. I buy every Japanese starter deck. I have for years and years and years. I'm already looking at this like one that's going to be a real pain, because between the illustration rare Haunter and the really playable Gengar, this is going to be awkward. By the way, they've given us a full deck list here, and I can tell you that we do get only one illustration rare, but we do get 2 copies of Mega Gengar, which is nice. Now, elsewhere in the deck, there are a bunch of other cards. The one we need to focus on mostly here is Punk Helmet. This is the other really good card in the deck. If the Darkness-type Pokemon this card is attached to is in the active spot and is damaged by an attack from your opponent's Pokemon, even if it's knocked out, put 4 damage counters on the attacking Pokemon. It's double Rocky Helmet. It's literally double Rocky Helmet, which incidentally came out in Scarlet and Violet and is still out in the format. That's, yeah. Now, I know Rocky Helmet doesn't see a huge amount of play, but this is 2 of them in one go. This seems good. Also helps, you know, if you've got any of these Darkness Pokemon that aren't doing quite as much damage, well, they're already giving up 1 fewer prize. Now they've got this as well. Yes. Sounds awesome. Now, there are a bunch of others coming in here that we need to have a quick chat about, although they are less impressive. I do quite like the Sableye. Single energy, 20 damage, and if you have a Stage 2 Darkness Pokemon on the bench, it does an extra 70 damage. So once you've got your Gengar, this is actually quite a nice card. Maybe I've undersold this one, because actually it's a 90 damage, which will KO a lot of evolving and support Pokemon. But also, if Gengar's on the bench, it's not giving up a prize, and it's doing 90 for a single energy. That is not too bad. Now, we've got a Honchkrow and a Murkrow here. The Murkrow's 10 damage, flip a coin, if heads it does 20 more. Not great, if I'm honest with you. And then we've got ourselves a Honchkrow, and single energy 30 is bad. But then we got free energy, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon, and do 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. That's not too bad, ladies and gentlemen. That's not too bad. I do wish it was, you know, like 2 colorless, but it's not. 2 darkness, 1 colorless, discard 2 energy, do 120 to the bench. It's not great, but you can see how it could be useful. And again, we need to look at all of these Pokemon in the context of they are not actually these single prizes. They're not actually giving up a prize that's huge. Also, when I say not giving up a prize, please remember Gengar only works if it's damaged by an EX. Single prize Pokemon obviously will still take a prize, and taking prizes with special conditions or other things of that nature, damage counters, etc., will obviously still work. Now, that's what they showed us on the website this morning, but they did chuck up the other couple over on the YouTube. We got ourselves an Absol, single energy, draw 2 cards. I don't love it, but I suppose it can help us get more towards our Gengar. We've then got on Eternatus, 2 energy, 50 damage, discard a stadium in play. Okay, fine. And then 3 energy, 130 damage, flip a coin, and if tails, during your next turn, this Pokemon cannot attack. 3 energy, 130 is a bit meh. 150 on a single price basic, yes, but 3 energy, 130, little bit meh. These other Pokemon I'm not loving. I think there's a little bit of something there in Sableye. I think Sableye looks really fun. But mostly here it's just Gengar is broken, Punk Helmet is really nice, and like I say, there's something there with Sableye. This is looking redonkulous. It's coming out on the 5th of September, and you get yourself a Mega Gengar coin as well for what it's worth. But these decks over in Japan just get better and better and better. Getting 2 EXs plus your illustration rare and then a whole bunch of other cards. And remember, you do get yourself a Prime Catcher as well. This is looking awesome, but I've told you all about it now. So now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you're after. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at the Wasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. And get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Twin Leafs, who's one of our newer patrons over at patreon.com/PTCG Radio, but seems lovely, so shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.